Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Aerodactyl from Pokemon. We're going to be drawing this character facing over towards the left. So let's get started at the top of our page with the right eye. So we start on the inside edge of the eye, we're going to curve up and out. Now we're going to go back to the inside and curve down the lower eyelid, coming down and then out. Now in between we're going to draw a curve, but we're going to step in to create a little overlap. Now along the top, we're going to draw a half circle. Starting at the top, we'll come down and then back up for the pupil. On the inside edge of the eye, let's draw a little frown line. Starting in the center, come up and then out. Now we're going to move over towards the left and draw on the front of the head. So from this point in the eye, we're going to step over, leave a little gap, curve up and out towards the left. We're going to round out the beak and then come down towards the tip of the mouth. So let's round this out, curve around, and then pull that in. Just in this area here, we're going to add a nostril. Just a little hook going up and out towards the right. Now we're going to layer the mouth in behind the nose. So from this point, we're going to step up, come down, and then pull that in towards the tip of the mouth. And now we're going to curve up, aiming towards the eye with a short curve. Coming up and over towards the right. Now let's come down towards the corner of the mouth. From here, we're going to curve down towards the right. Now we're just going to hook up the edge of the mouth, coming up and over. Now from here we're going to draw the inside edge of the mouth. From this point we're going to come down and pull it over towards the left, towards the bottom of the mouth. Let's round out the bottom of the mouth. So from left to right, draw a curve, coming down in the center. Now we're going to follow that same curve coming back up towards the edge of the mouth. To the same height. Now we're going to pull this up underneath the mouth, curving up and over towards the left. Let's add a few fangs along the outside edge. So from the corner, we're going to curve up, and we're going to taper this back down towards the edge of the mouth. We're going to draw two more. We're going to leave a little gap, curve up, and then pull that back down, and then one more time. Let's draw the same thing on the inside edge of the mouth. From this corner, we're going to curve up and in, leave a little gap. We're going to draw this two more times. Now I want to draw the tongue on the inside edge of the mouth. Starting from the corner of the mouth, we're going to curve in and then just pull that down. We're going to step back to create an overlap, curve out, and we're just going to pull this all the way down towards the bottom of the mouth. Let's add the tonsil. So starting at the top of the mouth, we're going to curve out and then in behind the tongue. We're going to fill this area in black. Now let's move back up and draw the top of the head. So just behind the nose, I'm going to curve up and then in towards the right. We're going to curve up above the eye toward the back. Going up and then back. Let's add the horn right here. From this point we're going to curve up and then out towards the right. Now we're going to taper this back in just beside the eye. Curving down to right there. Now from here we're going to work our way down towards the chin. So from this point I want to create a little overlap by stepping up, curving down and out towards the cheek. Now I'm going to curve and round this out in beside the mouth. So coming down and then pulling that in. From here I'm going to curve in the opposite direction of the mouth. Curving in. We'll pull this all the way down towards the corner of the chin. We're going to come across the bottom of the mouth. Now I'm going to curve this in behind the tooth. Coming up and then in. Now that we got the head, let's work our way down the body. I'm going to start with the neck first. Starting beside the jaw here, curve down and out towards the right. Now we're going to move to the front of the neck, curving in the opposite direction. So underneath the jaw, curve down towards the bottom. Now from the bottom of the neck, we're going to draw on the right arm. So from here, I'm going to curve down and then up towards the elbow. I'm going to draw a straight line going up in an angle towards the wrist. Going up to right about there. Now let's draw on the hand. We're going to have the fingers pulled in like this. So let's start with the thumb. From this point, I'm going to curve around, up towards the top of the thumb, and I'm just going to pull that down. Now right in here, we're going to draw two ovals. One up at the top here. We're going to leave a gap and draw another one just slightly lower than the first finger. Now at the bottom of this finger, I'm going to curve down and in behind the thumb. And then in between, we're going to draw a little curve. Now on the outside of this finger, I'm going to come around and then in towards the wrist, aiming towards this side. Now from the wrist, I want to draw a straight line coming down and then pulling it out towards the elbow. So it comes straight down with an angled line. Now we're going to pull it out towards the elbow. Let's round out the elbow. Come back in. Now I'm going to curve in and then down towards the armpit. Coming in and then pulling that down. Now we're going to add a spine in the back in between the neck and the arm. Starting beside the neck here, we're going to curve up, over. Let's round out the top of the spine and then curve in the opposite direction down in behind the arm. Now let's move back to the left and draw on the front edge of the body. So from the bottom of the neck, we're going to step over, leave a gap. We're going to round out the belly, come down towards the bottom, and then we'll pull that across. Now underneath the arm, we're going to curve in the opposite direction, leaving a small gap on the bottom here. Curving out towards the right, and then aiming towards this point, leaving a little gap. Now from this gap, we're going to draw in the left arm. So let's start by stepping up on the neck. We're going to curve up in behind the chin. Now we're going to continue all the way over towards the elbow. So we're going to start right by this tooth here, curve up towards the inside of the elbow. Draw an angled line going up towards the wrist. Going up to right about there. Now let's draw on the hand. So from here we're going to swirl around the thumb, going around towards the tip of the thumb. Now we're going to pull that back in. At the top of the thumb, we're going to swirl the first finger, going up, down. Now we're just going to pull that up. We're going to draw the same thing on the side here. Stepping down, going around, and then pulling that up. At the bottom of this finger, I'm going to curve the bottom of the hand in towards the wrist, leaving a little space. Now we're going to do the same thing we did on the right side. From here, we're going to draw a straight line coming down towards the elbow, and then we're going to curve it out at the point of the elbow. Let's round out the elbow, curving at the back in. Now we're going to pull this in behind the chin, and then in behind the body. So curving down, continue underneath the chin, and then in behind the body. Now let's go in and draw in the wings. We're going to start on the side of the palm here. We're going to curve out and then down. Do the same thing on the right, starting at the side of the palm, curve out, and then down. Now from this tip, I want to taper this in behind the arm. Going a little bit thicker as we come back in. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now from the point of the elbow, I want to draw two short angled lines coming out. Let's start on the left side here, with a short angled line. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now I'm going to connect the tip of the wing to this point with a curve. So let's start on the outside, we'll curve up, and then back down. Let's do the same thing on the right. Like up, and then back down. Now from this point, we want to curve up and then in towards the bottom edge of the arm. So let's start on the left side here. We're going to curve across, underneath the chin, and then in. Do the same thing on the right, curving up, and then in. Now let's move back down and draw on the legs. I'm going to start with the right leg first. So from this point, I'll step in, curve down, and then in. Almost like drawing a half oval. We're going to leave a small gap and continue that curve up underneath the body. We're going to add the two large toes underneath the thigh. Starting on the side of the thigh here, we're going to curve down and then over towards the right. We're going to round out the toe, and then we're going to taper that back up. From this point, I want to curve down again towards the second toe. We'll round out the toe, coming back up. Now we're going to taper this back up underneath the thigh. Now we're going to move over and draw on the left thigh. So starting on the side of the body, we're going to curve around, almost like drawing a half oval to right about there. We're going to leave a small gap again, and then continue along the inside underneath the body. We're going to draw that same foot underneath the thigh, starting down here, curve down, round out the toe, and then we'll taper that back up. Let's draw on the second toe, curving down, rounding out the toe. Now we're going to pull this all the way up underneath the thigh. Now the last thing we're going to do is add the tail over on the right side. Let's start on the side of the hip right down here. We're going to curve down, up, and then pull that over towards the right. Now I'm going to leave a small gap at the end. So we're going to step down and we're going to taper the tail coming back in behind the thigh. So the tail gets a little bit thicker as we come back in. Let's add the point to the tail. So from this point we're going to angle up and out towards the left. And then from the bottom we'll angle down and out towards the left. And then from the top we're going to curve down towards the tip. Now let's connect those 2 points with a curve. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Aerodactyl from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.